to do the opening for us. Actually, I just want to cut it very short because I'm not the one to really make things happen. It's the whole team here, right? So especially the curator Harrison did produce a beautiful write-up. So I would like to invite Harrison to do a briefing to everyone. Yeah.
Hello everyone. So Chi Kyung was very generous, but it's a team. I'm not the lead, but I will say a few words. So I'm Harrison C. I'm one of the curatorial team. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. There is a extensive curatorial statement, so I will just say a few words because that can be read, and I won't just read it out because everyone wants to get back to the art. Yeah, so I'm one of 3 co-curators and one of the artists as well. That's got the good fortune of being able to be here in Singapore today, and who's lucky enough to be working with all of the amazing artists that are here in the room presenting works. This is phase 1 of a 2-phase exhibition. The first is here, and the second is June in Perth, Bulu's Southern Port District of Fremantle. This exhibition is at its core a cross-cultural dialogue between a diverse group of 12 artists as they think through the conceptually loaded materials of paper and textiles about British colonial histories in the Asia-Pacific region. Each artist has a unique heritage, practice, and perspective, which is why I encourage people to spend time with the artworks, speak to the artists if they're here tonight, and if you have any questions, there's a floor sheet with everyone's bios and statements because they're a very diverse bunch. I have to thank the Western Australian Government for their financial support, as well as that of ArtSource WA. And of course, thank you to the generosity of the gallery, Chi Kyung, and Desmond for his amazing network.
Oh, you want me to sign?
No. And lastly, I wanted to introduce His Excellency Allaster Cox, Australian High Commissioner, to offer his opening remarks.
Well, thank you very much, Harrison, and to Chi Kyung and to Desmond. Thank you very much to all 3 of you for inviting me and my wife Cecilia here this evening to Woodlands, to Heartlands area to see this marvellous exhibition of Paper Trails, Lion and Swan, and just to welcome all of the artists who've come from Perth and from Singapore who are here working together. I think the greatest forms of cross-cultural or cultural collaboration are these kind of work where people are working together in a collaboration where they're looking at things in a shared way. So I think rather than just exhibiting Singapore art in Australia or in Perth and West Australian art here in Singapore, it's actually working together and getting to know each other and understand each other's practice. And it's been great to go around with the artists here this evening to learn a bit about the ideas that are informing the work, particularly the ideas of identity and the identities forged through both the resistance to or the evolution from colonial identities and responses to those, which are displayed in a number of pieces of the work that we've discussed here. And I think both Singapore and Perth were settled by Western colonisers in roughly the same time frame. In Singapore, Stanford Raffles, established Singapore in 1819, and in Perth, the Swan River Colony was established in 1829. So, and since then, obviously, there's responses to that over time, and responses to the colonial history and the Indigenous people in Australia, their responses to that, the responses of Indigenous people here, be they Malay people or Chinese immigrants and other immigrants, and the way, and that's the same in Australia too, the multicultural immigrant society. So these threads, are evident in the thought processes in a number of the works. So I think that's really very interesting and really terrific that people from Western Australia and Perth, which have a very strong bond already, many Singaporeans living in Western Australia, and many people from Western Australia coming back and forth between here and Singapore. It's closer to Singapore from Perth than it is to Sydney from Perth. And I think you're right that also in the history of Australian art practice, it's very much privileged, the sort of the southeast corner, and artists from Western Australia, the Noongar region, Noongar nation, they've not been perhaps privileged as much. So I think it's great to see this first phase now, and then the next phase at Art Source in Fremantle in June.
Yes.
And then another phase into 2025.
Yes.
So
We're going to go back, both of us are going to go back to the drawing board.
yeah. No, well, as I was saying to you, I was at another exhibition late last year of works from a Singaporean artist and a Perth-based Singaporean or Malaysian Singaporean artist last year, and that also, spoke to that collaboration. Although I think the issues of identity and the issues of some of the deeper themes that you've been engaging with here, of cultural identity and living, Asian Australians living outside their culture, and also including yourselves who moved to Perth from here. So that's very interesting indeed. And my wife's Malaysian, so so living in a different culture and adapting to that, and is very much part of something that we sort of live with every day really. And so it's very interesting to think about that and conceptualise that, and that's done very interesting way from the 12 artists who are all working here today. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm very pleased to be here and to celebrate the collaboration between all of you curators and all 12 of the artists. I think some can't be here with us today, but I'm really looking forward to further opportunities to meet you this evening. And if I've got a chance to come down to Perth in the winter, come down to Art Source and see what you're doing down there too. So more strength to all your arms, and I hope that you can do more of this kind of collaboration. Yeah. And if there's anything more that we can do to help, then please reach out.
Yes.
2025.
I'll be ringing you for
2025 is obviously the 60th anniversary of independent Singapore, and the 60th anniversary of our relationship between Singapore and Australia. And so I'd very much be very pleased to support all of the work you're doing and bringing artists together and sharing experience and this kind of collaboration that we've seen today. So thank you. Thank you all.
We're going to have a photo with you, and all the artists, Singapore artists, Perth artists.
And one more thing.